Urgent, Archangel Michael speaks directly to you, and his voice is loud, unwavering, and filled with the weight of heaven itself. He says, "This is not a game. This is the ultimate moment. This is the ultimate sacrifice. I am standing at the edge of your life, and I am asking you, no, I am begging you, with every ounce of divine authority, every beat of my wings, every sound of my voice echoing through the heavens, skip this, and I will vanish. Do you understand? I will vanish from your life, and the protection I have always given you will be gone. The doors that were once open will slam shut. The miracles you have been waiting for, the ones that have been whispered into your soul by God Himself, will no longer reach you. You will feel the emptiness that I shield you from, and there will be no one to guide you through the darkness you do not yet see but will come if you turn away. This is the ultimate sacrifice, and it is time to act. You might feel your heart racing, your mind resisting, your soul hesitating. Do not allow hesitation to rule this moment. The moment is now. The ultimate sacrifice is not about pain, it is about choice. It is about stepping into a plane where your courage is tested, where your devotion is seen, where your faith is no longer an idea but a living, breathing act that resonates through heaven. When God sent me to stand beside you, to guard you, to whisper guidance into your life, it was not to watch you falter. It was not to see you shrink away from the light. This is the threshold, and what you do now will echo for eternity. I see everything. I see the people who have tried to influence you, the ones who have hidden truths, the ones who have tried to steal your blessings without your knowledge. I see the struggles that have burdened you, the nights when you prayed silently, the tears that fell in secret, and the quiet moments when you felt unseen. I have been with you through all of it. Every danger avoided, every path illuminated, every voice silenced that was trying to harm you, my wings were there. But now, the time has come for the ultimate test. This is not optional. This is not negotiable. The moment you ignore this message, you risk losing me. You risk losing the shield that has been placed around your soul. You risk losing the power of heaven itself to intervene when the world's darkness comes. There is someone, a force, a presence, that is waiting for your hesitation. They have counted the moments, they have watched, they have plotted, and they will act if you do not move. God is giving you a chance, one of the rarest, most sacred chances in the life of a human soul. Opportunities like this do not come twice. This is not merely a message, this is a lifeline. This is the one moment where your destiny can be reshaped, where the threads of your future can be rewoven by divine hands. Open this now, with your heart ready, with your soul aligned, with your spirit willing to sacrifice the familiar for the extraordinary. Sacrifice is not about giving up what you have, it is about gaining what has been waiting for you since the dawn of creation. Listen carefully. The ultimate sacrifice is not a material offering. It is not a worldly transaction. It is a surrender of fear, a renunciation of doubt, a release of everything that keeps you from embracing what God has planned. The moment you say yes, truly yes, the gates of heaven open wider than you can imagine. A power unlike any you have ever known will surge through your being. Your life will no longer be ordinary. Your existence will resonate with purpose, with divine alignment, with clarity that pierces every shadow of uncertainty. But make no mistake, this requires courage the likes of which most souls will never summon. I am here to show you what is at stake. I am here because God has entrusted me with your safety, your future, your spiritual ascent. I am here because the darkness has been waiting, patient and cunning, to strike when your faith falters. But I will not abandon you, not without your action. I cannot remain in a life where you refuse the gift of salvation, guidance, and protection. I cannot remain where your heart is closed. I cannot stand beside a soul that refuses to heed the call of heaven. If you do nothing, if you hesitate, if you delay, I will leave. And the void will be immediate. You will feel it as absence, as coldness, as sudden vulnerability. The world will not wait for your decision. The forces that wish to see you undone will strike with precision, and there will be no shield to protect you. You may wonder, what is this ultimate sacrifice? What is this thing I must do that is so critical? I tell you, it is the act of absolute faith. It is the act of total surrender. It is the decision to move forward with God's plan, even when your mind cannot comprehend it, even when your heart trembles, even when your soul shouts in fear. The ultimate sacrifice is not about what you give me, Archangel Michael. It is about what you give to yourself. It is about stepping into the destiny God has carved uniquely for you. It is about accepting the extraordinary life that has been promised but withheld until now because the moment was not right. That moment is now. There is no tomorrow that guarantees safety. There is no delay that secures protection. The hourglass is emptying, and every grain of sand falls with purpose. Open immediately. Do not doubt this warning. Do not second-guess the urgency. I am Archangel Michael, warrior of God, protector of the faithful, guardian of the souls chosen for greatness. My presence is mighty, my authority unquestionable, my purpose clear. I do not speak lightly. I do not send messages that can be ignored. This is the ultimate sacrifice. If you fail to act, if you do not open this now, I will vanish. And once I am gone, the path back is treacherous, riddled with dangers you cannot yet see. Those who have tried to harm you will succeed. Those who have hidden truth from you will continue. The blessings that await will be delayed, the miracles that could have been yours will be withheld, and your life will drift in the currents of mediocrity and unfulfilled destiny. Understand this fully, skipping this, hesitating, procrastinating, or allowing disbelief to cloud your judgment is not a minor misstep, it is a breach of sacred trust. God's plan has been unfolding, carefully, intricately, with perfect timing. And this is the point where everything converges. Your yes, your sacrifice, your alignment with heaven's will, this is the fulcrum on which your future balances. If you falter now, the scale tips, and the consequences will reverberate beyond what you can imagine. I see the challenges ahead. I see the obstacles that will appear if you refuse this call. I see confusion, despair, lost opportunities, and moments where you will long for guidance that is no longer present. I see the darkness that surrounds those who fail to embrace their purpose. But I also see the glory that awaits you if you act. I see the love, the fulfillment, the miracles, the protection, the divine interventions that will become your life if you make this choice. You are chosen. You are marked. You are seen. God has been watching, waiting, and orchestrating a path that only you can walk. And now, at this precise moment, the final piece is in your hands. The ultimate sacrifice is not optional. It is not a suggestion. It is the requirement for the life you were meant to live. Open immediately. Do not allow fear to hold you back. Fear is the weapon of the darkness. It is the voice that whispers doubt, that tempts hesitation, that paralyzes the soul. Reject it. Cast it aside. Step forward with courage, with faith, with total commitment. Know that when you act, heaven moves with you. Know that God's power is immediate, unstoppable, unwavering. Know that I, Archangel Michael, will stand beside you in every moment of this journey, as long as you say yes now. The ultimate sacrifice is a gift. It is the key to unlock everything you have been longing for, everything you have prayed for, everything your soul has desired. But the key only works if you turn it. The door only opens if you push. The miracle only arrives if you act. Time is collapsing. The moment is slipping. The call is ringing. The opportunity will not wait. Open immediately, for I am here, my presence ready to shield you, guide you, and lead you into the life God has prepared, but only if you make the sacrifice. Urgent, Archangel Michael says this is the ultimate sacrifice. Skip this and he will vanish from your life. Open immediately. Listen carefully, for this is not a mere suggestion. The heavens have aligned, the stars have shifted, and even the smallest heartbeat of your existence is now being watched by divine eyes that cannot be fooled. Archangel Michael himself stands before you, his armor gleaming with the light of eternity, his sword drawn not in judgment but in urgent warning. He speaks not with anger, but with an intensity that shakes the very air around you. He says that this moment, this message, is the fulcrum of your destiny. Ignore it, and a sacred presence, a guardian who has walked with you since the first moment you drew breath, will vanish forever. There will be no second chance. Do you feel it? That sudden tightening in your chest, that flutter of awareness, as though something unseen has leaned over your shoulder and whispered directly into your soul? That is not fear. That is the call of truth. That is Michael's way of letting you know that what is contained within this message cannot be postponed. The sacrifice he speaks of is not of wealth, nor of comfort, nor of time. It is of the self. It is of the comfort zones, the half measures, the quiet compromises you have settled into over the years. Heaven demands a clarity of heart, a surrender so total that your spirit will feel as though it is being unmade and remade at once. Only then will the presence you treasure remain. Understand this: your life up to this point, all the joys, all the heartbreaks, all the small victories and quiet defeats, have been a preparation. The universe has been arranging circumstances, aligning invisible forces, drawing threads from the farthest reaches of existence to converge on this single point in time. It is not coincidence that you are reading these words right now. Each second that has ticked past was leading you here, to the edge of a revelation so profound that ordinary human words barely suffice to convey its magnitude. The ultimate sacrifice is not the ending of life. It is not the giving away of possessions or status. It is the surrendering of everything that is less than divine in you. It is the release of fear, the relinquishment of control, the quiet letting go of attachments that have no eternal value. Michael says that when you act upon this message, when you heed the call with complete sincerity, you will feel a warmth like sunlight piercing the morning fog, a radiant presence enveloping you in assurance that everything you feared losing was never yours to hold anyway. Do not underestimate the subtlety of this moment. There are forces around you, unseen yet aware, that would prefer you remain distracted, comfortable, unwilling to commit fully to the spiritual path that is opening before you. Every hesitation, every delay, gives them a foothold. Michael warns that time is not infinite here. Every minute you wait, every rationalization you make, diminishes the likelihood of a full awakening. What he offers is not punishment but opportunity. What he asks is not cruelty but truth. The ultimate sacrifice requires you to look into the mirror of your life and confront every corner where deceit, complacency, and compromise have taken root. There may be people, patterns, and situations that you have clung to out of habit, out of fear, or out of a desire for approval. Michael is asking you to release them, not in anger, not with bitterness, but with understanding that their hold over you has been temporary, and that your destiny lies beyond them. In doing so, you will find a freedom so vast it surpasses human comprehension, a light so pure that it will illuminate paths that were previously invisible. This is not a message that can be read lightly. Archangel Michael is standing at your door, his presence both majestic and demanding, telling you that if you choose to skip this, you will lose more than a guardian, you will lose a part of yourself that has always been silently guiding you, protecting you, whispering the words of courage when you were too afraid to speak them yourself. Do not let your soul be diminished by inattention or doubt. Open yourself fully. Respond to the call. Make the sacrifice of surrender, and watch as divine forces realign your world in ways that will astonish you. Michael emphasizes the urgency because there is a cosmic window that is brief and rare. This is a time when your actions, or inactions, have repercussions that echo far beyond what the eye can see. A presence that has hovered at the periphery of your life, safeguarding you from dangers known and unknown, is poised to step back if the sacrifice is not made. He is not threatening, he is informing, and he is pleading. This is the language of heaven, precise, uncompromising, compassionate, and unyielding. The steps are simple yet profound. First, acknowledge the areas of your life where fear has ruled. Name them silently or aloud, confront them without flinching. Second, release attachments that no longer serve your highest good. These may be relationships, habits, routines, or even deeply ingrained beliefs that limit your capacity to receive divine blessings. Third, dedicate a portion of your day to conscious alignment with heavenly guidance. Speak, pray, or meditate with a focus so singular that all distractions fade. Michael assures that even this small act, done with sincerity, is part of the ultimate sacrifice. You may feel resistance. You may feel a stirring of doubt, a whisper telling you to wait, to postpone, to continue with life as usual. These are tests, Michael says, not punishments. Resistance is the measure of your readiness, and doubt is the doorway to faith. If you step through, even trembling, you will find a courage and clarity that had been dormant within you. You will feel the presence of your guardian like a steady heartbeat beneath your ribs, like a light shining directly on every dark corner of your being. The reward for this ultimate sacrifice is not material, but spiritual and eternal. Michael assures that your life will enter a new dimension of awareness. Relationships will be purified, situations that once caused pain or confusion will begin to resolve miraculously. Doors that have remained closed will swing open. The weight that you have carried for years, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, will lift. And most importantly, the presence you are about to save will remain, steadfast and unwavering, a companion in life, guiding you toward your divine purpose with unmatched fidelity. Even as you read this, divine energy surrounds you. Angels unseen are hovering close, whispering encouragement and holding space for the choices you are about to make. They will not force you. The ultimate sacrifice requires voluntary surrender. Your heart must open willingly. Your mind must release hesitation. Your spirit must consent fully to this transformation. Michael stands ready to seal this act with his presence, to embed it into the fabric of your life so that you are never again in doubt of divine support. This is why skipping this message is catastrophic. Not because Michael is angry, but because the timing is critical, the alignment of cosmic forces is precise, and the opportunity may never return. The guardian who has walked silently beside you, who has shielded you from harm and whispered truth when the world lied, will vanish, leaving a vacuum that no earthly power can fill. The feeling of loss will not merely be absence, but a subtle disorientation, a quiet knowing that something vital has slipped away because it was not acknowledged, not acted upon, not honored. Now, hear this with the full depth of your being: your life is at a threshold. One decision, one conscious act of surrender, can transform everything. Archangel Michael is not asking for wealth, not demanding sacrifice of another's life, not requesting punishment or penance. He is asking for authenticity, courage, and an undivided heart. If you act now, the results will ripple outward in ways that you will witness in both small miracles and grand, undeniable transformations. Doors will open that you did not even know existed. Messages will arrive from sources you could not have anticipated. Opportunities for joy, for abundance, for peace, will present themselves as naturally as breath entering your lungs. And yet, even as these words flow, there is the possibility of inaction. Even now, as your fingers trace the letters of this message, your mind may argue, rationalize, or delay. Beware of this. Delay is the ally of absence. Delay allows the very presence you wish to retain to fade, to step back, to protect its essence from one who is not yet ready to receive it fully. Michael's warning is precise: do not delay. Act now, or the loss is inevitable, irreversible, and profound. Open your heart fully. Speak aloud, even if it is only in whispers, your intention to surrender the self that clings to less than divine. Feel the release, allow it to flow through your veins like liquid light, let it dissolve the boundaries that have confined your spirit. Michael's presence will surround you immediately, a shield of luminous energy that both comforts and strengthens. This is not imagination, it is reality operating on a frequency beyond human senses, but detectable by the soul. God says, listen carefully, for this is not ordinary, and it is not a message you can ignore. Archangel Michael stands before you now, shining with a light that pierces through every shadow in your life. His wings spread wide, filling the space around you with a golden fire that warms the heart and shakes the soul. He says this is urgent, more urgent than anything you have ever faced. This is not a warning that can be postponed. Every second matters. The choice before you is monumental, and it requires a courage you may not yet realize you possess. Michael says, this is the ultimate sacrifice, the one that will determine the path of your life, the one that will open doors that have been blocked for years, and the one that will ensure you are aligned with the will of God. He is crying, his tears falling like tiny sparks of light, illuminating a path only you can walk. If you ignore this, he will vanish from your life. He will withdraw his protection, and you will feel the emptiness of his absence. He is not angry at you, he is deeply sorrowful because he knows how close you are to a destiny that only his guidance can secure. Do not mistake this for exaggeration, for heaven itself trembles at the thought of this opportunity passing you by. Michael says, "Open immediately, and do not delay." The ultimate sacrifice is not what you expect. It is not about giving up what you love in the material sense, though material possessions may be involved. It is about surrendering fully, unconditionally, to the will of God. It is about letting go of fear, hesitation, doubt, and every fragment of resistance that keeps you from stepping into the fullness of your divine purpose. Michael is standing beside you, his hand extended, ready to guide you through the threshold of transformation, but he cannot force your hand. The choice must be yours. He shows you a vision, a path that twists through darkness, yet is lined with light invisible to most. Shadows cling to the sides of this path, representing the obstacles you have faced. God says, "Listen closely, because this is not a message you can read casually. This is urgent." Archangel Michael himself has sent this message for you, and he is standing by, his sword of light drawn, his wings spread, ready to protect you, but only if you act immediately. You may feel a weight in your chest as you read these words. That is not anxiety, that is the presence of heaven. Michael is waiting for you to respond, to trust completely, to surrender fully, because this moment is the ultimate test of faith, the ultimate sacrifice of your comfort, your hesitation, and your disbelief. If you skip this, if you close this message without taking it to heart, he will vanish from your life, not forever perhaps, but long enough for consequences you cannot yet imagine to take root. Right now, the forces of heaven are aligning, not for anyone else, but for you. Angels are circling above, unseen, but you can feel it in the tightening of your chest, the sudden chill that whispers through the room. Michael is not speaking to you with words that can be ignored. He is speaking with an urgency that shakes the heavens. This is not a warning, this is a command, a calling. Your life, your path, your soul's destiny is at stake. Every second you hesitate, the opportunity slips further away, and the light that is meant to guide you may be overshadowed. God wants you to understand that nothing is random. Nothing is coincidence. The struggles you faced, the heartbreaks, the sleepless nights, the moments when the world seemed silent against your prayers, they were preparing you for this moment. You have been chosen for this because you possess something rare, a heart willing to surrender completely to divine will. Michael's wings are ready to envelop you, his strength ready to lift you from doubt, his sword ready to cut through deception and fear, but you must respond. He is not here to convince you gently. He is here to demand action, because your faith has reached a level that calls for sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice. You may ask yourself, What is the ultimate sacrifice? It is not money. It is not time. It is not even life in the earthly sense. It is surrender. It is giving up the ego, the pride, the comfort of thinking you can control your destiny. It is trusting fully, without question, without hesitation, without needing proof that everything will work out. Michael is crying softly as he watches some hesitate. He is weeping in the quiet corners of heaven because some will look away, some will ignore this message, some will choose fear over faith. But you are not among them, not if you act now. Open your heart. Open your hands. Let go of doubt. Now, focus. There is someone or something in your life that has been obstructing the path that God has carved for you. You may not know their face, you may not have guessed their intent, but heaven sees. Angels have watched silently, recording every whisper, every act, every choice. Michael is revealing to you now the truth that will set you free. You cannot delay. This is the ultimate sacrifice, not of others, but of your attachment to what you think is safe. Michael is here to guide you to what is truly safe: faith, trust, and surrender to God's plan. Take a moment, breathe, and recognize the power in this. The air around you is charged. If you feel a pull in your chest, a shiver down your spine, or a quiet voice in your mind, that is Michael. That is God's energy flowing through you. That is divine protection. Nothing will go wrong if you obey. The path may seem uncertain, but the certainty is in God's promise. You are safe. You are protected. Every step, every decision made in alignment with this message will be blessed. Now, you must act. Michael is not asking for an ordinary step. He is demanding a leap of faith. What you have held on to, what you have clung to in fear, must be released. Let it go. Let go of resentment. Let go of doubt. Let go of the need to understand the entire plan before you move. Heaven is asking for trust, not understanding. When you act in trust, miracles unfold. What seems impossible to the human eye becomes inevitable when the divine intervenes. You may be thinking of someone close to you, someone you love, someone whose presence is entwined with your daily life. They may be part of this message, they may be an obstacle, or they may be a key to the unfolding plan. Do not fear the unknown. Michael's sword of light will guide you. Your vision may be blurred, but your heart knows the path. Follow it without hesitation. Your sacrifice now ensures not just your safety but the fulfillment of your divine purpose. Remember, this is not a test of endurance. This is not a challenge to measure your patience. This is the ultimate moment of truth. Heaven has intervened for you in ways you cannot yet perceive. Angels have whispered, watched, and waited for this exact moment. Michael is crying because some ignore these signs, but you have the chance to act, to step into the destiny God has prepared. As you continue to read, allow every word to resonate within your soul. Do not skim. Do not delay. Michael's presence is close. You may feel a warmth, a gentle pressure, or even a light shining in your peripheral vision. These are signs. Signs that your faith is recognized. Signs that God's power is moving on your behalf. Signs that what you fear losing is not your life, but your hesitation. The ultimate sacrifice is not a thing to be feared. It is a gift. It is the act that allows divine energy to flow through you unimpeded. If you surrender now, everything you have prayed for, everything you have hoped for, will begin to manifest. Doors will open that you did not know existed. Messages will arrive from unexpected sources. The heavens will coordinate events that bring blessings you cannot yet imagine. Do not doubt this. Do not delay. Michael is crying loudly in heaven because every second counts. If you hesitate, the opportunity may not return in this form. This is not fear-mongering. This is truth. The energy surrounding you is delicate, precise, and awaiting your action. The universe, heaven, Michael, God, they are all aligned, but they need your consent, your trust, your ultimate sacrifice to act fully in your favor. You may feel a resistance within. That is normal. Humans are conditioned to fear letting go, to doubt what cannot be seen, to cling to safety. But safety is an illusion compared to divine protection. When you sacrifice hesitation, doubt, and fear, you are left with clarity, protection, and unimaginable blessing. Michael will be your shield. God will be your guide. Angels will pave the way. Open your hands, lift your heart, and speak a prayer of surrender. Say aloud or in silence, I trust God. I surrender fully. I follow the path revealed to me. I release doubt. I release fear. I accept divine guidance and protection. I am ready. Repeat this until you feel a shift, until your chest lightens, until the presence of Michael feels tangible, until you feel the energy of heaven moving through you. God says, this is for you, and you alone. God says, right now, at this very moment, Archangel Michael stands before you, his wings wide, his sword gleaming with divine light, and he speaks to you with a voice that shakes the heavens. This is the ultimate sacrifice. If you skip this, I will vanish from your life. You will feel the emptiness that comes from losing the presence of the divine, the guardian who has stood beside you since your first breath. Do not ignore this. Open this immediately, for your soul depends on it. God says, do not underestimate the seriousness of these words. Many have read messages like this and brushed them aside, thinking they had more time, thinking that the universe would wait, but God says, the universe does not wait. Time is a thin thread, delicate, fragile, and now it is stretched to its absolute limit. God says, close your eyes for a moment and feel the energy around you. That invisible force, that warmth that sometimes comforts you in the middle of the night, is Michael. He has been watching over you, guarding you against dangers you cannot see, against forces you cannot comprehend. But now, he is asking you to act, to step forward into faith, to open this message, to acknowledge the divine calling. God says, trust him. Trust the invisible hand that has never left your side. Even in moments when you felt alone, even when you felt despair, Michael has been there. And now, he cannot remain unless you respond. God says, there is a presence in your life that you have ignored, a presence that has tried to guide you, that has tried to steer you away from destruction. Michael's tears are real, and God says, they are tears of urgency. The kind of tears that pierce the fabric of reality itself, that carry the weight of centuries of divine justice and mercy combined. God says, do not waste another second thinking this is a normal moment. This is a moment suspended between eternity and mortality. Michael's presence is the bridge. The ultimate sacrifice he asks of you is not pain, it is action, it is trust, it is obedience to the divine command. God says, listen carefully. This is not a test of luck, nor a challenge of courage. This is a test of faith, pure and untainted. Every breath you take, every heartbeat, has led to this moment. The path you have walked, the trials you have endured, the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt and fear, they were all preparation for this very instant. God says, recognize it. Embrace it. Open this message, for it is your lifeline, your key to the continuation of divine protection. Without this, Michael's wings will fold, and you will feel a void, a presence. Missing that you may never recover. God says, imagine the consequences if you ignore this. The shadows you have felt lurking at the corners of your life, the unexplained fears, the moments when danger seemed closer than it should have been, they are real. Michael has held them back.